Dumbest celebs that went completely broke. Larry King. He began his career in the 60s, however, till the year 1971 he came across several problems. His financier partner claimed that he stole around $5,000 from him, and later he was charged with grand theft. The charges upon him were later dropped, but as consequences he was fired from his job and was also blacklisted from starting any new jobs in journalism for about 4 years. In the year 1978, he was $350,000 in debt, because of which he even filed for bankruptcy. However, at the end everyone was glad that he showed up again, otherwise the world of TV and radio would have been nothing without him. Nicolas Cage. Looking at him in this list can be pretty crazy. He had money so much so that he could even burn them, yet it could cause no difference to him. He earned about $40 million every year by 2010, and it kept getting better and better. His bank account holds around $150 million just to spare of the weirdest things possible. He bought number of houses which made it difficult to keep track of all them, and were no doubt pretty impressive. He had a $25 million Newport Beach home, a haunted mansion in New Orleans, 2 European castles and a whole island which is located in the Bahamas. After this there were little items that needed to fill these houses. He purchased a pet octopus which was worth $150,000 and also a dinosaur skull which was around $270,000. His money gradually ended by the year 2009. He soon realized that he owed about $6 million unpaid property taxes. Soon he recovered fame, and that aided him to pay back all the debt. Marvin Gaye. He was a superstar before his early demise. His stardom kept appearing in his bank balance for years. He was humble and generous when it came to money. He had purchased a beautiful house for his parents, and he also wanted to make sure that his father owned a gun to always protect the family. A day before his 45th birthday, unfortunately, it was the same gun with which his father shot him, and he couldn't survive. He was at that time suffering from mental health issues, which was one of the reasons for his early demise. His estate was left with $9.2 million debt. Fortunately, they had his music rights to pay everything off soon. Randy Quaid. He was a star of blockbuster movies like Independence Day and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. With such huge success, one would believe that his life must have been money-free problems. However, that's not the case. He ran into troubles from law enforcement and collecting huge hotel bills over the last few years. He hasn't gone bankrupt yet, but whatever is left isn't providing him with any good. One can wonder then what he is even doing in the list, even though he isn't bankrupt yet. The answer is quite simple. He, along with his wife, claims that they are squandering their fortune to escape the Hollywood star whackers. They claim that star whackers are a secret underground cult that assassinates actors to steal their fortunes. He is worth less than $1 million now. It doesn't seem like assassin cults are even interested in taking away his life for such petty amount of money anymore. Stephen Baldwin. Even though he starred in great movies like Usual Suspects and Born on the 4th of July, yet these days he is more known for being the father-in-law of Justin Bieber. He had money floating around his family, yet he filed for bankruptcy in the year 2009. There was no doubt in it, as he was in debt for about $2.3 million. It might be an unbelievable revelation, but yes, it took him 10 years to pay these debts. Donald Trump. Everyone is aware that he got fame through his successful business. But the real question is, was he really what people saw and believed? Well, after watching this video you will not believe it in anymore. He started his business with the help of his dad. His dad added few personal loans and also his $1 million trust fund. He even invested a lot in casinos, hotels and apartment buildings. However, every single investment of his was a failure. The New York Times in between the year 1985 to 1989 had published that his business loss was around $359.1 million, and it continued. Surprisingly, he filed for bankruptcy for total 6 times, when recently he did it in 2009. Curt Schilling. His name was big as his income. It is believed that over the years when he was an active player he earned around $114 million. He was a famous baseball player, but after his retirement he decided to play video games. He managed to open a 38 studio and was searching for some funds. When it was difficult to arrange that, so at the end he decided to invest $50 million of his own money. He also took a loan of $75 million from the state of Rhode Island and few other loans which ranged between $5 to $10 million. Also his few failed deals ended him up in bankruptcy. This made him $150.7 million in debt.